What if something sitting in the produce section of your grocery store could actually slow down how fast your body ages? Not a supplement, not a prescription drug, just a vegetable, and not just any vegetable, beets. Now, before you scroll away thinking this is just another Eat Your Vegetables video, stay with me for a moment, because what researchers are finding about beets and how they interact with your body at the cellular level is genuinely surprising. We're talking about stem cells. We're talking about how your body repairs itself from the inside. And we're talking about real clinical data, not just general health advice. If you're over 50, this video is made specifically for you. Because after 50, your body's ability to renew itself starts to slow down significantly. The number of active stem cells in your body drops. Inflammation builds up quietly in your tissues, and your DNA becomes more vulnerable to damage that accumulates over time. But here's what's interesting. Certain compounds found in beets appear to directly address all three of these problems. Today, we're going to break down exactly how that works, what the science actually says, and how to use beets in a practical 6-week routine. We'll also talk about the mistakes that many people make, mistakes that actually cancel out the benefits before they even begin. Let's get into it. What happens to your body after 50? First, let's understand what's actually going on inside your body as you age. Your body has a built-in repair system. Stem cells are the foundation of that system. They're special cells that can transform into different types of cells. Your body needs muscle cells, blood cells, tissue cells. When you're young, your body produces and activates stem cells efficiently. But as you get older, that process slows down. Studies show that by your 50s, stem cell activity can drop by nearly 50% compared to your 30s. This is part of why recovery takes longer. It's why skin loses elasticity. It's why muscles don't rebuild as easily after exercise. On top of that, chronic low-level inflammation becomes more common after 50. This isn't the inflammation you feel when you sprain an ankle. This is a quiet, constant inflammation that sits in your tissues and gradually damages cells. Researchers have linked this kind of inflammation to nearly every major age-related condition. And then there's DNA health. Every time your cells divide, there's a small chance of errors. Over decades, those errors add up. Your body has repair mechanisms for this, but those also slow down with age. So the question becomes, is there anything natural that can support these three systems? Stem cell activation, reduced chronic inflammation, and better DNA repair. That's where beets come in. The three key compounds in beets. Beets contain three compounds that researchers have been studying closely. The first is nitrates. Beets are one of the highest natural sources of dietary nitrates you can find in food. When you eat beets, those nitrates are converted in your body into something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule that relaxes and widens your blood vessels. This improves circulation throughout your entire body, including to the small blood vessels that feed your bone marrow, where stem cells are produced and stored. A study published in the journal Cell Stem Cell found that improving blood flow to bone marrow directly supports stem cell activity. Better circulation means more stem cells get activated and mobilized to repair tissues. This is a direct connection between beet consumption and cellular renewal. The second compound is betalains. Betalains are what give beets that deep red-purple color. They're powerful antioxidants, but more importantly, they have strong anti-inflammatory properties. Research has shown that beta-lans can reduce specific markers of chronic inflammation, including something called C-reactive protein, or CRP. High CRP levels are one of the clearest indicators of the kind of low-level inflammation that accelerates aging. In a clinical study involving adults, over 50 participants who consumed beet extract daily showed measurable reductions in CRP levels after just 4 weeks. That's a meaningful change in a short period of time. The third compound is betaine. Betaine is involved in a process called methylation. Methylation is essentially how your body manages gene expression and DNA repair. Think of it as your body's way of putting the right notes in the right places when it copies your genetic information. When methylation works properly, DNA errors are caught and corrected more efficiently. Betaine supports this process directly. Studies have shown that adequate betaine intake is associated with better DNA stability, especially in older adults. So you have 3 compounds working on 3 different aging pathways, all in the same vegetable. The 6, week morning routine. Now, let's talk about how to actually use beets in a way that gets you results. The timing matters. The form matters. And the consistency matters. Here's a simple 6-week routine based on what the research supports. Weeks 1 and 2. Starting slow, start with half a cup of fresh beet juice in the morning on an empty stomach. If you prefer whole beets, that's about 1 small beet, cooked or raw, eaten before breakfast. The reason you take it on an empty stomach is absorption. When there's no other food competing for digestion, the nitrates and betalains are absorbed more quickly and more completely. During these first 2 weeks, your goal is just to get your body used to beets. Some people notice their urine or stool turns pinkish red. This is completely normal and harmless. It's just the beta-lans passing through your system. Weeks 3 and 4, building consistency. Increase to 1 full cup of beet juice or 2 small beets in the morning. This is when many people start noticing changes in their energy levels and physical recovery. Your nitric oxide production is now being consistently supported. Blood flow improvements are starting to take effect. Weeks 5 and 6. Maintaining the habit. Continue with 1 cup of juice or 2 beets each morning. By the end of week 6, clinical studies show that measurable changes in inflammation markers and circulation can be detected. You won't necessarily feel all of these changes directly, but they are happening at the cellular level. Common mistakes to avoid. Here's where many people accidentally undo all their progress. Mistake number 1. Using antibacterial mouthwash in the morning before drinking beet juice. This one surprises most people. The conversion of nitrates into nitric oxide doesn't happen in your stomach. It happens in your mouth. Specific bacteria that live on your tongue are responsible for converting dietary nitrates into nitrite, which then gets converted into nitric oxide further in your body. Antibacterial mouthwash kills those bacteria. If you rinse with antibacterial mouthwash before consuming beets, you eliminate the very bacteria needed to start the nitric oxide production chain. Studies have confirmed that mouthwash use can reduce the blood pressure lowering and circulation benefits of dietary nitrates by up to 90%. If you want to use mouthwash, use it at night, not in the morning, before your beets. Mistake number 2, boiling beets for too long. High heat over extended periods degrades betalains significantly. If you cook beets, steam them lightly or roast them rather than boiling them for 45 minutes or more. Raw beets blended into juice preserve the most nutrients. Mistake number 3, being inconsistent. The benefits of beets on stem cell activity and inflammation are cumulative They build over time with consistent daily use. Having beet juice once a week won't move the needle. The 6-week routine works because it's daily. Mistake number 4, adding high sugar ingredients to beet juice. Many commercial beet juices contain added sugars or fruit juice concentrates. These spike your blood sugar, which actually promotes inflammation, working directly against what the batalons are trying to do. Stick to plain beet juice or blend beets with a small amount of ginger, lemon, or cucumber. So let's bring this all together. Beets contain 3 specific compounds, nitrates, batalons, and betaine, that each target a different part of the aging process. They support stem cell activation through nitric oxide and improved circulation. They reduce chronic inflammation through betalains, and they support DNA repair through betaine and the methylation process. The 6-week morning routine gives your body enough time to respond to these changes at a cellular level. And avoiding the common mistakes, especially the mouthwash one, makes sure you're actually getting the benefits you're looking for. If you're over 50 and looking for something practical and science-based to add to your morning, this is one of the simplest and most well-researched options available. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It genuinely helps more people find this information. Drop a comment below if you've tried beets before or if you have any questions about the routine. And if you know someone over 50 who would benefit from this, share this video with them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.